Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 21. For the hurt of the daughter of my people am I hurt. I am black. Astonishment hath taken hold on me. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people recovered? Barakat Hashem, Abi Yahaveh, Barakat Hashem, Mashiach Yahavashah, Barakat Hashem, Kodash Rakah. Salutations to the Israelite nation that's going to see this video. And this is a very serious matter, man. Okay? Because black women are very grave danger at the hand of predators anywhere in the world, but particularly here in America. We're going to look at a couple of stories where you can see the outrageousness, the alarming rate, that the black woman is being preyed upon, the daughter of Zion, okay? All right, this video is from ABC News, published in July, entitled Families of Missing Black Americans Fight for Media, Police to Focus on Their Cases, all right? That's right, because as you'll see, their testimonies, they actually, are aware that they don't get the exposure when it comes down to their missing loved ones like the whites do when their loved ones go missing, okay?
Hard.
She's 8 on here. I want her on
Let me go back to the beginning of this one.
It's very hard living day to day, not knowing where your child is.
Paula Hill hopes that someone who sees these photos will help bring her missing daughter home and help mend her broken heart.
She's 8 on here. I want her on the back.
10 long years have passed since the young black girl in these precious memories disappeared without a trace. Her name is Shamika Cozy. She vanished just a few days after Christmas that year.
On December the 28th, 2008. That was the last day that I seen her.
You've come back to this neighborhood a number of times.
Oh, yeah.
Her daughter was here, just outside St. Louis, watching movies with her cousins, when everyone woke up the next morning and discovered she was gone. She was 16 years old, a door was unlocked, and police believe she ran away, so they never searched for the girl.
They not doing anything because they think she gone on her own. I don't know what to do. I didn't know who to turn to.
Shamika Cozy's story was different in the sense that she vanished without a trace.
Chandrea Thomas is a local news anchor and reporter who produces a podcast documenting forgotten cases of missing black Americans. This was one of her first.
Her belongings, her overnight bag was still left on the counters in the house, and she was never seen again.
She says police and the press often dismiss black cases as runaways.
It has been difficult to get some of these stories told when it comes to missing people of color, cold cases involving people of color. And I felt like if I can do my part as far as having this podcast, I can tell any story I want about whoever I want, however I want, for however long I want to.
At the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, Director Robert Lowery told us that roughly 800,000 Americans go missing each year. What percentage of those are African American or of color?
About 60% of the reports that we see here in the U.S. that go in those databases.
More than half.
Well over half.
60%.
It really breaks a lot of commonly held thought on who are really the missing children in the U.S.
The numbers show that missing black Americans are...
Hold on, did you hear that? That he even said it would make you rethink about who really are the missing children in the U.S. In other words, it's way more black children missing than any other, especially whites, okay? That's right. But you wouldn't know that because the point of this story right here is that the media is not covering it and the police is dismissive of it, man.
On who are really the missing children. It really breaks a lot of commonly held thought on who are really the missing children in the U.S.
The numbers show that missing black Americans are disproportionately represented. In 2018, more than 30% of all missing persons were black Americans, despite making up just 13% of the total U.S. population. But only around a fifth of those cases are followed by the news. Frustrated with little help and even less attention, Paula Hill and her family went searching on their own. This idea...
Okay, so only a fifth of
Okay, you see that? They only report a fifth of all the missing cases that they know are actual missing cases, man. All right. In other words, they don't give a damn about us, man.
In 2018, more than 30% of all missing persons were Black Americans, despite making up just 13% of the total U.S. population. But only around a fifth of those cases are followed by the news.
Wow.
Frustrated with little help and even less attention, Paula Hill and her family went searching on their own. This idea that she ran away, you don't believe that?
No. Do I believe she left her home with someone? Yes. But she was intending to come back. She was not intending to stay gone for 10 years.
We are in front of the Berkeley Police Station. This is the police department that was investigating this case. We ended up sitting down with Major Art Jackson, who is, of course, African-American, and defends the way police are handling the case. How come the police never did a search on this?
There was no evidence to support a physical search. This is one of the hardest things to investigate as a missing person, especially if a person is missing with, like I said, with no signs of anything, just voluntarily walks away. Now, if a person is missing, they've been kidnapped or anything like that, you're going to have signs of struggle. You're going to have things to go by.
Okay, but since when did a person, since when did it require for a person to be kidnapped in order for you to investigate the missing person case? In other words, if you don't know how come they went missing, just because you can't prove it with physical evidence that they were kidnapped, so to speak, that doesn't take away the fact that they're missing and that they still need to be found, right? Okay, so, that should be even more alarming, is that they're missing without a fucking trace. So it should really be all-out effort to solve the case, as opposed to, well, there's not enough to go on, and put the case on the back burner and let it become a cold case. You see what I'm saying? But that's the warped thinking of Babylon, man.
To help you put that piece of the puzzle together. So in reality, sometimes law enforcement and sometimes the media, we like, hey, that person did it voluntarily. So that's on them.
You see that? You see that?
Hey, that person did it voluntarily.
Okay, so you would have to have proof that they ran away. And so that's on them. But you don't have that proof, man. And even if they ran away, that don't mean that somebody didn't prey upon them and, cause them to be a victim of something that's still, more than what they bargained for simply running away. In other words, if a 16-year-old runs away from home, that don't fucking mean that she deserved to be abducted and taken and held captive by some predator who maybe realizes, oh, this is a runaway, nobody's gonna be checking for her. That's they count on, man. They count on for dumb niggas like you, all right, to call off the investigation and not check for, these young girls, boys, or whatever the case might be. All right, that's what a predator would count on. Okay, so you playing right into their hands.
So that's on them.
It is quite the mystery, and there are dozens of missing persons cases that I followed over the last few years where the effort on the ground and on the airwaves was massive and hopeful. But
okay, now watch the goddamn kicker to this. Okay, massive, and hopeful efforts to recover. But what's the key? Watch what he said.
The effort on the ground and on the airwaves was massive and hopeful. But all of these cases have one significant thing in common. The victims were white Americans. I was...
Okay. So that's right, nigga. Confess your sins, nigga. You been helping white people. And these black people looking at you like you sell out. All right? And, watch how these Hebrews get on his head, man.
Of the reporters covering 17-year-old Caitlin Frisina in 2017, who went missing in Florida. At the same time, 14-year-old Yania Javon Carter disappeared near Atlanta. Carter didn't get half the media attention, but luckily she was found alive. Natalie and Derica Wilson run a foundation that helps search for missing Black and Hispanic children.
There are so many families of color who are desperately searching for their missing loved one. And they are just asking for just 1 second or a couple of seconds of media coverage. and it can change the narrative for them.
We also understand that the decision makers don't look like us. And so these cases are not sensitive enough where they want to air it.
We got more than an earful from this group of parents and loved ones of missing black children in Washington, D.C. They told us they'd take a fraction of the compassion and attention that went to the families of Natalie Holloway, Elizabeth.
Hold on, he said we got more than an earful. In other words, they got on this damn head about, the disproportionate coverage that the white missing families get compared to the black families, okay?
Where they want to air it.
We got more than an earful from this group of parents and loved ones of missing black children in Washington, D.C. They told us they'd take a fraction of the compassion and attention that went to the families of Natalie Holloway, Elizabeth Smart, Lacey Peterson, and so many others.
A fraction.
When you see me as an African American in this country out covering these cases over and over again of missing white children, it's depressing to you.
Yes. I know how many missing people of color that are missing. I would say, well, do he do his homework to talk about us?
Yeah, it pissed me off to see you reporting somebody's child other than mine. Me and this person's child can go missing around the same time. But I had to fight to get mine on local news, and this person's on national news with the FBI overnight.
Exactly.
Because they white.
I'm tired, and I'm frustrated, and I'm pissed.
They want America to take a greater interest in these names.
Okay.
Unique Harris, Christian Muse, Relisha Rudd, Keisha Jacobs, and Terrence Woods Jr., who went missing last October. Tell me, if you each can tell me about your loved ones.
Well, my daughter Unique, I definitely miss her jovial attitude. She always could just walk in a room and brighten up the room, and she kept me laughing even when I didn't want to laugh.
Keisha, she was 21 when she went missing, but she was still my baby. She's the one that we used to have movie nights, and she'd lay up in the bed with me and we'll watch movies and eat popcorn.
As a child, 8-year-old, normal child, her laughter, her playfulness, she was very beautiful.
I'll have dreams about Christian, and in these dreams, I will be boo-hooing crying, in my dream. But then I wake up with that same feeling of sorrow, and no physical tears are coming out.
My son Terrence, he was my best friend. This just recently happened, so, every Christmas he would put up the Christmas tree. So this Christmas, it was like really different, and he was with 11 other people, but he's the only one that went missing without a physical trace. Like she was just saying, it just hit me like a gut shot. On Tuesday nights, he would sit in my room and we watch TV together and watch a movie together. I don't even like walking down the hall going towards his room. The sheriff department or nobody is really helping out.
Terrence Woods Jr. went missing last fall in the forests of Ora Grande, Idaho, where he was shooting a documentary. Within a week, police ended the search, saying no leads were obtained and no signs of Mr. Woods had been located in the search area. They also say they're continuing to monitor the situation. His father says they've told him nothing since.
I think a lot of people get the misunderstanding that we immediately get help from the police department.
Okay.
That's not the case.
Misunderstanding.
But there's a small ray of hope shining on the horizon. At the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, they're bringing in representatives from local law enforcement and the news departments in the D.C. area to point these differences out.
We've initiated a minority children initiative here to examine that very question. Those large-scale searches, in our experience, have been predominantly for Caucasian children, and reasons that we don't always understand.
As for the family,
I bet you these black families understand. Okay, it don't take a genius to understand it either.
Their voices filled with anger and frustration. They say they'll never stop looking.
All right, so this is how many black women are missing in the United States. Let me get the channel. This Jackie Reed. Okay. courtesy of this channel, Black America Web. So she on there with Tom Joyner. All right, and then take a listen to where they get their stats from for this over 64,000 black women missing.
Up in Harlem, Jackie.
So in other words, it's not an exaggeration, all right?
Goes inside her story. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Sybil. Happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Tom, recently there have been these headlines that an estimated 64,000 black women and girls have been reported missing. Yet we are still not seeing this handled as a major story in mainstream media. So what is going on with the numbers, and why is the story not getting more attention? I'm going inside her story with the founders of the Black and Missing Foundation, Natalie Wilson and Derica Wilson. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, everyone.
So, Derica, let me start with you. Let's talk about the numbers that we're seeing. Some journalists are saying that the hard data is not there to support the numbers, so they are hesitant to do the story. Are these numbers accurate?
Yes, these numbers are accurate. The Black and Missing Foundation, we receive our statistics from the FBI annually. And so
the who? The Gomer.
We receive our statistics from the FBI annually. And so
all right, so they get these figures every single year from the FBI, okay? That's right, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, who's supposed to be the top investigator in the land. All right? Whose job it is to know these stats, all right, and so that they can report, all right, and it's not an exaggeration, man. That is a fucking alarming number of women and children, all right, just vanishing in a fucking single year. That's mind blowing. If you're a Hebrew, okay, that should bother you.
So the information that is put out there, just doing the math, it speaks. That's exactly what it is. The numbers are the numbers.
The numbers are the numbers.
And Jackie, to piggyback on what Derica said, last year the FBI reported
what it is. The numbers are the numbers.
And Jackie, to piggyback on what Derica said, last year the FBI reported that there were about 600,000 people reported missing in the U.S. 230,000 of them were minorities, and of those minorities, 27% were black women. So that's how the number 64,000.
You see that? Damn. Listen to that again.
230,000 of them were reported missing in the U.S. 230,000 of them were minorities, and of those minorities, 27% were black women. So that's how the number 64,000 came about.
Okay, so...
Bam! All right? Just simply crunching numbers. That's a fucking alarming number. And that's just the women, not including the children.
So when you break the numbers down, though, I know you guys were telling me there are some things that you should factor in. Even though it's still a high number, so it's not considering some other factors when we see just this number. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So of those numbers, it doesn't factor in those who were located and those who left voluntarily. But we're still seeing a spike in the number of women reported missing because of sex trafficking and because of domestic violence. And we're seeing an uptick in Atlanta, in Detroit, in Chicago, in Baltimore, in places such as those.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, let's move on to the next story, okay? And I think this is going to be coming out of Detroit. All right, well, actually, this story is coming out of Nevada, November 19th.
Another missing persons case has ended with death. A woman's body was discovered inside a dumpster not too far from where she was last seen.
That's right, the body found by a neighbor near Washington and Rancho. 13 Action News reporter Leah Pizzetti is live from the neighborhood tonight with the very latest for us. Leah.
Trisha, Todd, that woman had been reported as missing. Police were looking for her. Then that worry turned into tragedy when a man who was filling up this dumpster behind me made a terrifying discovery. A small collection of flowers now sits near where Jennifer Cleary's body was found. Sunday, police put out this alert, asking the public to try to help find the missing 48-year-old, saying she was in extreme emotional distress and needed medical attention. Then, the next day, residents of this neighborhood near the 95 in West Washington woke up to a shocking scene.
From the pool?
Elizabeth Garcia said her neighbor was filling this dumpster when he discovered Cleary's body inside. Then he called police. Another neighbor took these photos, showing authorities investigating the scene. Her body found about a half a mile away from where she was last seen, leaving Garcia and other parents worried about their safety.
It could be them, it could have been one of our kids. We never know.
Scarred by a tragic discovery that none of them will forget.
Now that's what we're going to be doing before taking out the trash out there. Check it before the trash man comes.
Now that small display of flowers sits near where she was found, a reminder of the tragedy that's leaving questions for everyone involved. Metro is considering this an open case. They're now waiting for the coroner's report to find out exactly how this woman died. Reporting live, Leah Psetti, 13 Action News.
All right, this video is out of Maryland. All right, published on the 1st. Check this out.
So we got too many black women and black children coming up missing these days. Time for a safety check. Ladies, if you see these kind of vehicles parked, do not park next to them and definitely don't park in between them. Also, if you're moving or having to shop during the day. Try to avoid going to major mall places in the evening or at night when it gets dark. So if you come out of a shopping area at night and you're wedged in between two vehicles like that, if you have an SUV, try to go through the trunk of the vehicle to get to the driver's seat. If you have to enter through the driver's side door, get your mace or get you a weapon out, because what they do is they jump out of those vehicles and hit you with a syringe to make you pass out. Also, if you see little cards and things like that on your windshield, avoid grabbing them. Many of those have a powder substance on them that seep into your skin, make you pass out. Also, if you get hit from behind, don't stop. That's another way that they use to get you out of the car to kidnap.
Real shit though. That's exactly how they got that nigga that mingled up motherfucker Tekashi 6ix9ine. Alright? Whose driver was his driver was a fucking agent. Alright? Ran into the car, guy pulled over to check, you know, credentials about the insurance and whatnot, and to check the damage. And it was a setup, alright, for kidnapping. All right, but watch this cop. I think he's from Detroit. Watch this cop, this brother right here, basically tell you, if you fuck with his family, he gonna go to jail.
Guys, I'm gonna make this quick, short, sweet, and to the point. Y'all know me, I don't...
From behind, don't stop. That's another way that they use to get you out of the car to kidnap.
All right, guys, I'm gonna make this quick, short, sweet, and to the point. Y'all know me, I don't really do this, but this is important. This is necessary. This whole human trafficking, sex trafficking thing is not a game. It's not a joke. It's real. All right, so I need you guys to take it seriously. Just sent out a bunch of videos and emails to the females in my life, my aunts, my sisters, my daughters, my nieces. Take this stuff seriously, guys. Don't go anywhere, especially this holiday season. Don't go anywhere by yourself. Whatever shopping you got to do, let's try to get it done during the day, because a lot of what these people are doing, they're doing at night, and they're doing, once they get you, they got you. You might as well be on the moon. It ain't nothing that law enforcement can do when we don't know where you're at. Won't have a clue as to where you're at or how to find you. So you've got to take this seriously. I know a lot of us, especially Christians right now, we get hemmed up in a lot of these situations because...
Yep, especially Christians. Because y'all still sleep under that bullshit, man. That's really what it is, brother. Okay? That's why you still fighting for that flag, man. Because you're a Christian. Alright? They got you think a white Jesus came to save everybody. And then we all should hold hands and get along. So you don't know black Jesus has come to deliver us out this captivity. Alright? So you know, so you fighting for the flag or thinking that you free and that you defending a free nation, brother. Alright? But other than that, let's stick to what, his little personal tips.
Seriously. I know a lot of us, especially Christians right now, we get hemmed up in a lot of these situations because all we do is pray. And don't misunderstand me. I don't have a problem with prayer. I believe in prayer. The Bible says watch and pray. A lot of times we get caught because you're on your knees with your head down and your eyes closed. You can't see nothing that way. There's nothing wrong with praying, but you can pray with your eyes open, and you can pray standing up. You can pray in a posture ready to defend yourself. And in this scenario, with what's going on with this whole human trafficking and sex trafficking stuff, you got to be prepared to defend yourself. Those of you that don't want to carry a firearm, go and get yourself a can of mace. Go and get yourself a flashlight taser. Go get something that you can use to defend yourself. This is serious, guys. It's not a game. This is a different Jay talking to you right now, all right? So do what you got to do to protect yourself, please, because most of the men I know, please help keep us out of jail.
Hold on, Jay. What you mean by that? It's a different Jay. Are you trying
to? It's not a game.
You trying to say that's the? You trying to say that's the true Hebrew in you, saying that you gonna lay the law of righteousness down if some son of a bitch come threatening your wife or your daughter? Okay, let's see.
This is a different Jay talking to you right now. All right? So do what you got to do to protect yourself, please, because most of the men I know. So do what you got to do to protect yourself, please, because most of the men I know, please help keep us out of jail, because God forbid if something happens to the females in our lives and we ever find out who did it, we going to jail. All
right, so he didn't say we're going to put the cuffs on you and prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. Nah, Jay gave you that look like, I'm going to kill a motherfucker, okay? You know what I'm saying? All right, why? Because he's a Hebrew, and even though he's, lacking knowledge, the spirit is still on the Most High's people. So in other words, we still got a spirit of righteous judgment on us. All right? All you got to do is wake up, brother. You'll be all right, man.
And we ever find out who did it, we going to jail. All right? Help us stay out of jail.
Watch this predator setup they got in this van right here.
The normal. But I'm just gonna kick it back over. You ain't gonna be able to.
What is this though?
What?
Right here.
That's the power, everything. That power, all this shit in here. Extra air, all that.
That's air?
It's like this, like all this.
I didn't even see that.
I don't even know what all this is. It should look like a bomb or some shit. This is, I don't know, this right here.
I think it's a joke.
That's like the door. I think this unlocked the door. I want to close y'all in here and see.
No, don't close me in here. Yeah,
I'm going to open it.
I just want to see, knock on it so we can see, can you hear?
I will. Climb out, Alicia. Let her do it.
She ain't scared of him. Cut it off. She from Texas with the something. No, hold on.
She said, don't close me in here. So the other girl volunteering her to do it. She like, nah, go ahead. She ain't scared. All right. They want to see the effects. They want to see if they can, hear her crying for help.
Knock on it so we can see, can you hear?
I will. Climb out, Alicia. Let her do it.
She ain't scared of him. Cut it off. She from Texas with the something. Knock. Hold on. Knock.
Say something. Scream. Open the door, tell her scream.
Sound.
You can knocking.
You can hear it a little bit.
That's a cold predator mobile right there for your ass. That's a freaking predator mobile, man. Look at this shit.
But barely.
She said scream.
Closing the screen. Do it again. Oh, hell no. You can't even hear it.
Y'all screaming?
Hell no. You can't even hear that shit.
Okay, man, I know that some heathen came up with that, all right? You know what I'm saying? Man, you look at all the labor and effort he put into that goddamn Predator mobile so he can abduct somebody and, you know, get you in the back of the damn van and you can't even scream, holler, kick, knock, and be heard.
That's crazy. Look, listen to this. Underneath the motherfucker.
Got a bed in the motherfucker.
Look at that shit.
Look at that. Go strap your ass down to that bed, all right? Predator. Some man, I don't even know the sickest son of a bitch in history. All right? Look at that. It's all set up. Predator mobile.
Oh yeah. Look at that shit.
Yeah, they had something underneath here. You can.
It looks soft.
Cause they don't weld it together.
That's the insulation, Alicia. It's insulated. You can't even hear. That's crazy. This some fucked up shit.
Okay? Why? She's putting herself in the position of the victims who've probably been abducted and, you know, caged and locked up and raped and murdered or whatever the hell else as a result of being put in that, you know, goddamn mobile cage right there. A little prison on 4 wheels for an unsuspected victim.
Whole fucking power box. And then this connect to the outside. That's how this thing get power right here, y'all. This.
What is all this shit running down?
Like they tried to clean it.
They probably killed somebody in it.
The only thing you can see visible is that hilt.
Yeah, and them little scratches.
It's little hand marks.
Look on the roof. Look at all them scratches up there. Look.
All right, so it's shit like that that's probably a, you know, #1 contributor to our women and children coming up missing, never to be found. All right, so yeah, man, you know, you gotta tighten it up. Can't be loose, man. All right, but you know what I'm saying, it's all by the grace of the Most High that, you know, we made it this far. It's gonna be His grace that keep us. But you gotta, you know, like that dude said, man, you gotta watch and pray, man. All right, take heed to yourself, man. Okay, because they still praying on our life, and guess what? The women is weaker vessels, so they definitely pray on them, and they got the sexual lust and hatred for all women, man.
Look on the roof. Look at all them scratches up there. Look. I don't even know what that say. That shit look like blood and everything. No, don't say that word. It do.
She being real. She's going off her impression, man. Okay? That's right, man. Predator mobile. All right, we'll get this one out of Detroit. Wrap this up.
Van at the wrong time. A local handyman wants everyone to know he is not. Case of owning the wrong van at the wrong time. A local handyman wants everyone to know he is not a criminal.
He says people are following his van because it looks like one people have been told to watch out for in a sex trafficking case. He spoke to our Victor Williams about his strange encounters with vigilant citizens.
Well, this van is how Marcel Jackson makes a living, but lately it's landed him into some hot water because of what people believe might be inside. No children.
No children.
Just tools. Home improvement specialist Marcel Jackson just wants everyone to know he's not involved in any type of sex trafficking, period.
A lot of people following me trying to...
Oh, so you got vigilante citizens, all right, stalking this man, thinking that he might be. So yeah, but look who's under suspicion. All right, I bet you. Not to say there's no black dudes doing it, but they need to be executed on the spot. If it's Hebrews, niggas running around kidnapping women and putting them in a fucking van. They just fucking, like that brother said, like that cop said, man, they just need to be handled, all right? All right? You know what I'm saying? Period, fucking point blank.
Now to a case of owning the wrong van at the wrong time. A local handyman wants everyone to know he is not a criminal.
He says people are following his van because it looks like one people have been told to watch out for in a sex trafficking case. He spoke to our Victor Williams about his strange encounters with vigilant citizens.
Well, this van is how Marcel Jackson makes a living, but lately it's landed him into some hot water because of what people believe might be inside.
No children, just tools.
Home improvement specialist Marcel Jackson just wants everyone to know he's not involved in any type of sex trafficking, period.
A lot of people following me, trying to pull me over, trying to look inside the van and see what's in there.
Jackson says it all started shortly after this video went viral on Facebook with a woman claiming she saw a young girl being forced into the back of a van.
The Econo van.
At a Detroit gas station.
I'm on the phone with 911 like, the police is right here. I'm hitting the horn.
It's not me. It's not me with the sex trafficking.
But after he was followed for miles while driving to a job by a woman insisting she was an undercover officer, the handyman simply had enough.
I finally stopped and asked her, like, why are you following me? And she looked up at me and said, are there any children in your van? I said, no, ma'am, there's only tools. You're more than welcome to look.
So Jackson decided to make a Facebook post of his own, hoping to clear his name.
I mean, I understand the importance of it, but just normal citizens riding around trying to pull people over, it's just going too far. I'm out here just trying to work all in one home improvement.
I'm back here live tonight, apparently, and Mr. Marcel is not the only one who's dealing with this. We actually got a call at the station earlier today from a woman claiming to be going through the exact same thing. Reporting live downtown, Victor Williams, Local 4, back to you guys in the studio.
Well, Victor, take us back, though, to that original claim that a woman was taken from the gas station.
Exactly.
Well, police actually looked into that, and it turns out that that was actually a domestic disturbance. There was a fight going on between a couple, and we're told that young woman is actually doing just fine tonight.
All right, but it doesn't, negate that sister's story that she saw, a woman being forced in the van. So in other words, that her testimony was true, that so if domestic or whatever, she didn't know that. All she knows is she saw some guy forcing a woman in a damn van. All right, which is vigilant on her part. And she cried out like she was supposed to. All right, again, I'm saying, you just you in Babylon, man. And, all right, you got all kinds of confusion going on, and unfortunately, our women gonna be the first ones preyed upon, whether it's by this heathen or by just some ignorant nigga, man. Okay, ignorant ass nigga. Okay, all right. You know what I'm saying. You can't just. I don't give a fuck. What you feel the reason is. You can't just take a woman, bound her against her will. All right, because even in the law, a woman could, if she wanted to leave her husband, she could go back, to her father's house, man. All right, and it wasn't against the law as long as she did commit adultery. Okay, but there's no justification for you niggas to be forcing your woman, trying to keep her caged up and chained up and all this old kind of shit. Niggas out there kidnapping girls, forcing them to be prostitutes. There's no justification for it. All right, you be lucky if the law dealt with you, because there's brothers out there that's dealing with it, in a sense where they're not dialing 911. Okay, no, they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're taking matters into their own hands, just like that black cop said he would do, man. All right, but we don't even want to get so far as to women being victimized. All right, it starts with instruction at home. All right,
And, you know, sometimes, you know, that gets lost. All right, but you gotta stay focused. All right, you gotta stay in the word. All right, because, you know, the Most High, his word is a lamp to our feet, man. Psalm 119 and 114. Thou art my hiding place and my shield. I hope in thy word. Verse 105. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Okay? And let's go to the 37th chapter. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in Yahweh and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. All right, now that, you know, is, you know, for us as a promise to dwell in the land, you know, promise to our fathers, which we in, you know, this current moment, we're expelled out of the land until the Most High returns us back to the land, okay? But these are still, you know, good precepts, because you could you know, spiritually have this word in you. Again, it'll guide your feet no matter, even if you're in the land of captivity, okay? Trust in Yahweh and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. All right? Delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Okay? So, again, that's a spiritual thing, all right? And no matter where you are, when you delight yourself in Yahweh, he will give you the desires of your heart. Okay? Commit thy way unto Yahweh. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Okay? See that? Amen. And what we praying and trusting for now, to get back to the land. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Rest in Yahweh, and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. All right? Like we see currently, we just, you know, saw a couple stories that's dealing with, you know, what's going on currently against our women. They're being preyed upon by our own people and by the heathen, okay? Because the majority of those missing women and children, you know, they're more than likely being taken by your heathen, all right, for whatever reason. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth. All right? That's right, man. You know, and the saints before us, many of them gave their lives, all right, with that hope and that promise. And they go receive that inheritance, all right? The uttermost parts of the earth. That's right. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yeah, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotted against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. Yahweh shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. All right? Yahweh shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Praise the Most High, man. Okay? The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. The sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yahweh upholdeth the righteous. Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the time of evil, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yahweh shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, and to smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous showeth mercy and giveth. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. The steps of a good man are ordered by Yahweh, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yahweh upholdeth him with his hand. And that goes for our women as well, okay? That's right. That's right. So, and you men, you have to lead your house in righteousness, okay? And the blessing will cover your house, you see? All right? Because the Most High, he'll uphold you with his hand. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yahweh upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. He is ever merciful and lendeth, and his seed is blessed. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For Yahweh loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. Okay, so who is it that he loves? Or he preserves his saints. All right, he forsaketh not his saints. For Yahweh loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. Okay, they are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. The mouth of the righteous speaketh wisdom, and his tongue talketh of judgment. Amen. The law of his Elohim is in his heart. None of his steps shall slide. The wicked watcheth the righteous and seeketh to slay him. Yahweh will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. Okay? Amen. Wait on Yahweh and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. That's what amen. That's what we're trying to get back to, okay? We're trying to get to that right there. All right? We're waiting on them. All right? Keeping these testimonies. All right? And keeping this way. All right? So what's going to be the result of doing that righteousness before him? And he shall exalt thee to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it. Okay? And that's right. It's good. Again, boy, bless the Holy Spirit. You see that? You see that little in your window? When we inherit that land, man, we're going to see the wicked cut off. All right? That's right, because that has to happen before we inherit our land. We got to cut the wicked off. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passeth away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found. Mark the perfect man, and behold the upright. For the end of that man is peace. But the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The end of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is of Yahweh. He is their strength in the time of trouble. Yahweh shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. Amen.